For more information on the Hardball, stay tuned to this morning's Carolina People. Coming up next. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the leasing office for the Market Common Myrtle Beach on the corner of Phyllis Boulevard and Faro Parkway. We're focused on the 14th annual American Hardball to be held at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center Hotel this Saturday. And we're visiting with one of its tremendous auction donors, the owner of RedLine Powersports, Jonathan Formo. Good morning, Jonathan.
Morning, Greg. Good to see you.
Thanks so much for getting in this morning. The event's getting so close. This is not your first hardball.
No, we've been involved now for about 6 years, I think it has been, and really enjoy it. Really have a great time at the hardball. Feel fortunate that we can donate an item that can generate a lot of money for the Heart Association. So
this has been either the top or the second or the surely in the top three every year. These six, I'm sure it'll be again this year.
Yeah.
Probably the top actual generator of funds straight into the American Heart Association this year.
And it's a really great feeling. I mean, obviously the heart problems are number one in the country,
right.
and needs the research to find the cure. And anytime that there's an opportunity to help and generate funds to go towards that, we're really glad to be able to be a part of it.
Absolutely. I got to confirm it. Charlie Myrick said yesterday morning that folks can come out either today or tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day they can come to RedLine Powersports and actually bid on the auction item, on the Sea-Doo and the trailer. They can come out there and actually put a bid in. I think the starting bid is maybe $7,500 or so.
Yeah, that's usually where they start them out. It's an $11,000 Sea-Doo.
Wow.
One of the nicer ones that they offer. There are 4-stroke motors in them now, which is like your car.
Right.
You just put gas in it and ride. They're so much more reliable today than the old 2-strokes in the past.
Right.
And yes, they're able to come out, see the ski that we're going to be actually donating at the Hardball, and they can put bids on it then. And then, of course, we'll have it at the Hardball for that
this Saturday night.
Right.
Absolutely, this Saturday night. If a viewer's never been to RedLine Powersports, where exactly are y'all located?
We're right out on Highway 501.
Okay.
About 2 miles past the waterway, going towards Conway, right next door to Nissan, and across the caddy corner across the street from the Tanger Outlets.
Okay, real easy to find for
Very
folks
easy.
who've never been out there. Absolutely. And of course, whether they're coming in from the PD, the opportunity to be able to bid on something like that, it's a great, or here on the Strand, to get out there and to know that every dollar is going straight into fighting heart disease and stroke.
That's right. It's a great thing they can do. People, especially for people that have never owned a jet ski or had the opportunity to ride one. Every year that we give out these vehicles, the customers come back and they're like, man, I had no idea these things were so fun.
Yeah.
They're not only donating for a great cause, but they're getting a play toy that's one of the most fun things to do.
Absolutely. And folks, really, you get folks from all over the area that come in, and you're hearing them say that, whether they're buying at the Hardball or at the March of Dimes Chef's Auction. I know you've been donating this to lots of events in the area or something similar to really raise funds and to make a difference here in the community. But you get folks who come back in and say, I had no idea what this was like.
Absolutely. There's riding a jet ski especially is very, very simple. And if you can stand on 2 feet, you can ride it easily. And it makes older people feel like a kid again. It really can bring out the kid in you who wants to go out there and have fun. And also, we have a lot of women riders because...
Is that right?
It's very, boat is larger, and we deal with boats also, but the larger, 15, 18, 20, 23-foot boats are a little bit more to back in. Right. And a lot of women are attracted to the jet skis because they're light. You can pull them with almost any kind of a vehicle, and they're very easy to back into water to unload. And so it's a very easy vehicle to operate.
Right. Jonathan, give us a little sense of RedLine Powersports. How long have you all been around? And have you always been right there at that location on Highway 501?
Fortunately, we're in our 21st year now at RedLine. I opened it in 1987. We started out downtown Myrtle Beach in a tiny little building. We're there from 87 through about 90, I guess, 91. And we moved out on 501 and purchased the old Honda of Myrtle Beach motorcycle building.
Right.
In '91, and then we picked up Honda, and then a few years later we moved a half mile down the road and picked up Yamaha and Kawasaki. And then as we were growing, when Highway 31 came through, our facility was in the way of the road, so we ended up working a deal out with the state and moved another half mile down the road to where we are today. And just this past year, we were fortunate enough to be able to buy out the Suzuki KTM dealership.
Great.
So now we have all of the brands under one roof on our 501 store. So virtually in the Powersports business, we've got every model out there. And
That's
so
true.
a lot of people, we've had people come in that we're going to go to another city or town and maybe want to compare a Honda against a Yamaha, for example.
Right.
Gentleman from Hemingway recently was going to buy a four-wheeler, and his dad told him, well, why don't you go to RedLine? They've got all of them on the same showroom that you can compare them side by side. In Florence, he would have to go on one side of town to the Honda store,
Right.
go to the other side of town to the Yamaha store, and so
Right.
forth. So it's a big benefit for the customer.
Oh, yeah.
They can see all the competitive models side by side, and then they can pick and choose which one they like.
How large is the showroom there on Highway 501, John?
Our facility is 44,000 square feet, and of that, about 25,000 square feet is the showroom area.
Is that right? Yeah. And now, if they actually, when you say they come in and check it out, can they can't really ride it? They can just
different vehicles. For example, we sell motorcycles and four-wheelers and jet skis and jet boats,
right.
And we do demo rides, and it depends on the vehicle. Depends on the individual. Obviously, if it's a motorcycle, if they've got a valid motorcycle driver's license, and depending on the motorcycle, we'll allow test rides on motorcycles,
right,
as well as four-wheelers. And then when it comes to boats and skis, we will actually take them to the river and do a demo ride.
Is that right?
If need be, if they've never tried one.
Right.
We also have involvement with most all the rental companies in the Myrtle Beach and North Myrtle Beach area.
Sure.
And a lot of times, if they just want to ride a jet ski, we'll just send them over to a rental company and let them take a 10, 15-minute ride.
Right.
And we'll comp that to them so that they can just get a feel for it. And
Sure.
that way they can determine whether this is something that they want to invest in or not.
That's tremendous. You mentioned North Myrtle Beach. Y'all now have a presence in North Myrtle Beach, or even a bigger presence.
What happened is just recently there was a store there called Atlantic Motorsports,
right.
And it had changed ownership about 4 times over the past 5-6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it did the last time, I called the owner and asked him that if he ever decided if he wanted to sell it,
right.
would please give me an opportunity to buy it from him. And
sure.
so he called me in February of 2007. We put all the package together and got everything worked out. So by actually July 2nd of 2007 is when we closed the deal.
That's tremendous.
And so we moved up to North Myrtle Beach also. It's now called RedLine Powersports North.
Mm-hmm.
And so with the 2 locations, it's been a big benefit because now we can share the inventory between the 2 stores.
Great.
For example, if a guy's in the North store wants a blue whatever and we don't have it there, but we have it at the Central store, we can
right.
just zip it right up there for him. And we've already do a lot of that now. We sell all the brands in the Central store, and we've got Yamaha, Kawasaki, and Suzuki in the North store.
Right.
And we're adding right now the Sea-Doo and Can-Am lines of product into that North store.
So you'll have all 7 lines there at the Central store, and almost as many.
4
right,
or 5 lines in
4
the
or
North
5
store.
at the North store. That is tremendous. If a viewer needs to get off to work now or get family off to school, Jonathan, is there the same phone number for the Central location as the North location, or is it
No,
2
actually,
separate numbers now?
It is 2 separate numbers.
Okay.
The Central store is 236
right.
0758, and the North store is 280 3030.
3030. Not to put you on the spot, but I'm sure if anyone knows the phone numbers, it'd be you. 280-3030.
Right.
Or if they wanted to visit the 501 store and come by even to bid on the Sea-Doo and the trailer, if they need to get out there today or tomorrow, or just wait till this Saturday's event. But it's 236-0758.
That's correct.
Do you all have a website, Jonathan?
Yes, it's www.redlinepowersports.net.
Oh, wait, great. RedLinePowersports.net. That's tremendous. Well, that is, when folks hear power sports, does that just mean essentially all of what you've been talking about, or is it a little broader?
It's kind of funny how that word evolved. Over the years, I've been involved in this industry now some 37 years. And
wow. Oh, come on. Out of diapers. Yeah.
We were in the motorcycle business.
Right.
And then as the motorcycles grew, way back when, Honda invented a little three-wheeler. And then the three-wheeler turned into a four-wheeler. Then the next thing you know, Kawasaki and Sea-Doo come out with a jet ski, and they just evolved from there. And so what happened was we were more than just motorcycles. We've got all the brands, as far as not brands, but dirt bikes, street bikes, cruisers, rocket type bikes, sport bikes.
Rocket type bikes. Listen up.
And so. And then with the four-wheelers, there's all different models of those with utility-type four-wheelers, and racing four-wheelers, and small ones for children and larger ones for people that want to enjoy them, or businesses that out here in the market commons where they're building so much. There's a lot of our vehicles out here running around that have dump bodies on them and so forth. So there's a lot of good utility use vehicles. So as the motorcycle became part of this whole power sports industry, the word started evolving power sports, and at first we got a lot of phone calls for baseball bats and jerseys and things that were related to like football and basketball and baseball, but the word power now is introduced, and this has got an engine on it. Virtually everything we sell as far as our vehicles are all powered by gasoline engines. So that's where the word power sports comes from.
Well, so oftentimes someone will get involved in a business, may not have the experience of having ridden or been involved. For instance, if it's a car dealership, they may not be involved or having worked in a car dealership before. For you, the experience of having been a competitive racer yourself, knowing motorcycles, knowing, I'm sure, all the 4- and 3-wheeled vehicles, for you when they come in and when you're out on the showroom and talking to folks, or any of your folks, I mean, you really have that experience yourself.
It's almost like Christmas every day. I absolutely love what I do. I'm in this business because it's my passion. I feel very fortunate and blessed that I've been able to build a business out of my passion. But it's an exciting business. People today are going to recreate no matter what. It's a good stress reliever. You can go out and you can ride your four-wheeler through some trails. You can ride your jet ski down the waterway, or ride your motorcycle to dinner one evening or whatever. And it's a very good stress reliever. And so even in tougher times, people are going to recreate. So it's a lot of fun. The industry is expanding. Our products are getting much more user-friendly and also very compliant. The powersports industry has won award after an award for being the first to step up and have clean products.
Is that right? Great. Green products.
Green products.
Good.
Yes. The main reason we went from 2-stroke engines to 4-stroke engine was green products. A 4-stroke is a much cleaner operating engine than a 2-stroke engine is. And so the manufacturers have done excellent in producing not only engines that are cleaner, but exhaust systems also. The quiet, a new 08 model jet ski, for example, compared to say a 98 model jet ski, there's about 70% difference in the sound decibels.
Is that right? Yeah. Going up and down the waterway or out in the ocean. Otherwise,
much quieter today. If you see a jet ski and it's loud, it's an old one. The new ones today are like cars. They're just quiet.
You mentioned 44,000 for the entire facility, 44,000 square feet, and only about 25,000 showroom, which means you must have a pretty dang big service department. We want to talk a little bit about that and what they'd see if someone was going out in kind of the back of the house. But what about your family? Do you have family involved in the business, John?
I do. I have 3 sons. My oldest son is working with us in the store. A few years ago doing these interviews, he was out in California.
I remember, early on when we were at the Marriott for the Hardball. That's right.